All right, I see I am live. Thank you, everyone. Whenever you join me and whenever you watch this, morning, noon, or night, this is Tony D. I am with the American Freedom Fighters. And as you can see in the scrolling letters down below, this is the American Freedom Fighters channel. And I also have another channel, One Liberty, One Freedom. Those are both my YouTube channels. And I also have the website, AmericanFreedomFighters.net, that is up and running. Now, this evening, I am going to get into and go over the plans of the People's Convoy and the truckers have left. Let me put my second pair of eyeballs on here. The truckers have left. They are en route as we speak. Um, they had left today, and this Freedom Convoy left Adel, Adelant, Atalanta, Atalanto Stadium, and they will be arriving this evening in Kingsman, Arizona, and they will be there for an overnight stay. And then tomorrow, they will be departing Kingsman, Arizona, which is day 2, the 24th, and head east on I-40 towards Loopton, Arizona, which they'll be spending another night. I will share the link from the peoplesconvoy.org. I, on the AmericanFreedomFighters.net, have a donation link. You go, once it goes to the donation page, click on the arrow where it says Join American Truckers Freedom Convoy. Click on that, and that'll bring you down to the People's Convoy donation link, which will go directly to the People's Convoy donation, or you can go through their site, which I'm going to bring up here. Either way, the money will get to the truckers and the people who are running this organizations to provide fuel, food, showers, clothing, you name it. And this is one big convoy, people. This is going nationwide. There are, as a matter of fact, President Bozo Biden has gone and gotten what I have heard through the grapevine, 1,000 National Guard troops that are around DC. They are ready for this People's Convoy. Now, to let everyone know, there are going to be people of all races, colors, creeds. Everybody is invited on this convoy for this protest on mandates and restrictions and everything, you name it. We're fighting for our freedoms and our liberties so we can all be united here in the United States. This is necessary to show our government that this is out of hand. We're not going to stand for it. We are a free people in this country. Now, let me put my second pair of eyeballs on here. I know I started a couple minutes early, but I wanted to get this out. You can watch this whenever you get the chance, morning, noon, or night. Like I say, you can please share this with your friends, family, anybody who is going on this freedom convoy, this people's convoy. Get the word out, share. They are suggesting that you have food, clothing, and a full tank of gas when you join this convoy. Also, I want to state anyone that is in this convoy that has a tractor trailer, do not go to the what is it? What the heck was it? The petrol truck stops. They are refusing to fill any truckers' fuel tanks on their trucks because they don't want to support the People's Convoy. So they will not sell any truckers any fuel for their trucks if they are involved in the in the People's Convoy. So I wanted to throw that out there so you know what the heck is going on. Let me pull my glasses up here. Give me a second here to share this link that I have as soon as it comes up here. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Let's see here. I'll find it in a second. Okay. All right. Here we go. Now, as you can see, this is the People's Convoy. Let freedom roll. And just to let you know, this is the official page. This is the peoplesconvoy.org, and as you can see, it shows everything on here. The official press release. You can download the PDF if you'd like. It's time to end the declaration of national emergency concerning the in 19 pandemic and restore our nation's constitution. Now, I will click on this here so you people can see the route that they are planning. And as you can see, it's going all over, right across the country, right to DC. Okay. If you want, you could pause this page, write down every single stop, every one of these uh, uh, balloons here, so to speak. These are all stops that they're making overnight stays and such, so they can regroup. And because there'll be more truckers as it goes on, there's over 90,000 truckers so far that have already registered to go on this convoy, and they are meeting up as they are leaving this area right here now, as they're heading to Kingsman, Arizona. Okay. Now, here is what they have on the page. Today, which is Wednesday, February 23rd, they had departed this morning from the stadium in California. They are arriving this evening in Kingman, Arizona for an overnight stay, which more truckers will be joining in on this, and they will be bigger and bigger even tomorrow when they leave Arizona, at least Kingman, Arizona, and then they will head east on I-40 toward Lupton, Arizona. On this route, as you can see up here with my mouse, it's a long truck, and they will be heading here, and they will be arriving in Lupton, Arizona, on Thursday evening, and they will arrive in Lupton, Arizona for another overnight stay, where they will gather more truckers and people who are interested in being in this Freedom Convoy. Now you have day 3, which would be February 25th, Friday, February 25th. They will be departing Lupton, Arizona on I-40 eastbound through New Mexico until they arrive in Glen Rio, Texas for another overnight stay. All right. So this keeps on going, people. As you could see, they make a pretty long truck to all of these places. If you want, and you're on a bridge that goes over the throughways and such, show your support. Already today, I have watched different truckers on these convoys on YouTube today, and there are many people over bridges and everything, waving and honking their horns and waving flags and everything else, all in support of our People's Convoy. Here we get into the next day, which is day 4, Saturday, February 26th. They will be departing Glen Rio, Texas. I forgot to mention that in the other one here. Let me go back down here. Yeah, they will be leaving Lupton, Arizona, eastbound through New Mexico, and they will be arriving in Glen Rio, Texas for an overnight stay. Okay. Now, that is Friday. Saturday, they will be departing Glen Rio, Texas, and they will be arriving in Elk City, Oklahoma area for another overnight stay, which you could see here. And they will continue here on I-40, heading eastbound and down. And then they will be leaving Elk City uh, on Sunday, February 27th, and they will be driving and trucking to arrive in Veneta, Oklahoma for another overnight stay. And this is getting bigger and stronger as it's going along, even right now, as they are en route. And then you get into day 6, Monday, February 28th. They will be departing Veneta, Oklahoma, and they will be driving to Sullivan, Missouri, where they will make another overnight stay. And this isn't just this people's convoy. There are other people that are doing different routes coming from other parts of the country, all up in the uh, northeast and northwest territories, as well as down south. There are more people that are joining this people's convoy as it's going on. Now they'll be leaving Missouri, and on Tuesday, which is day 7, March 1st, they will be departing Sullivan, Missouri, and in the evening they will end up in Indianapolis, Indiana area for another overnight stay. They are not stating at this time which and where the exact locations are, but as we get into this, um, you can follow me on my One Liberty, One Freedom channel, where I will give more updated information about the People's Convoy going on across the country and other states that they are grouping up. This is for all people. This isn't just for truckers. You are going to have cars, trucks, bikers, you name it. Everybody is welcome on this. Now, they will be departing Indianapolis, Indiana on the 8th day, Wednesday, March 2nd. And they're going to take a day's pause, so they say, for rest in Indianapolis, Indiana for the overnight stay. And then on day 9, March 3rd, they will be departing Indianapolis, Indiana area, getting tongue twisted. And in the evening, they will be arriving in Cambridge, Ohio for another overnight stay. This is so these guys can get a little bit of rest. They can get some food, hot showers, things of that nature, and more people and truckers will be gaining. We will be strong and fight for our freedom that we deserve in this country. Now, they will be departing on day 10, which is Friday, March 4th. They will be departing Cambridge, Ohio, the area that they're staying in, and they will be heading to Hagerstown, Maryland for another overnight stay. During that overnight stay, there'll be bigger groups of people as well. And as you can see here, day 11, Saturday, March 5th, they will be departing Hagerstown, Maryland, and they will be arriving in the DC Beltway area, where that will be their final stops. If they have any problems from any government officials or anything like that stopping them, they have stated they will just shut their trucks off right in the middle of the highways, and there's nothing anyone will be able to do about it. So I just wanted to go ahead and put this out here for you people to see. This is all for our freedom, people. We are one nation under Christian principles, and this is what we are fighting for, to get these so-called mandates and that poking the arm. It's our lives, people. We don't have to conform to anything that our government is trying to say that we need to do. Now, like I say, you're going to have people coming up from Florida, as you can follow my little mouse here, that will be probably taking 95 right straight up to Washington, D.C. You have people that are in the Texas area that will be joining here in Elk City, or they will be taking other routes to go up to DC. You also have a lot of truckers coming from like Washington area up here in the top left of the screen here, which they will be taking other routes, of course, to come over here through Wyoming, Nebraska, Iowa, into Illinois, Indianapolis, and so on and so forth, as well as truckers from Pennsylvania and New York and all these other northeastern states. You have truckers that will be coming all over the country. And like I say, this is not just the truckers. This is for all Americans. Join the People's Convoy. This is for all of us, everyone. This is for all of us to stand up for our rights, our freedoms in this country. If we don't stand up for our rights and freedoms in this country and our liberties, we will lose them. This Democratic Party has turned into a socialist communist party and is trying to rule over we the people. We will not stand for that at all in any way, shape, or form. We will not be putting up with any of this tyranny with this government. We put them there, we can get them out of there. These government officials have no right to make a career out of being a politician. This is why they are all millionaires today. They kept on sucking on the government teat. It's time to get them off of that. It's time for we the people to stand up and get all of them out of our government. I don't care if they're Republican, Democrat, or independent. We need all new people in there, people who will stand up for our Constitution and amendment rights. I can't specify this enough, and I will continue to do the same continuously to get people to understand. This is our democracy. This is our republic. This is our nation. We, the people, are the ones that get these government politicians in office. We don't need people dictating to you what you can and cannot do, which just reminded me of Representative Bannon, who is a Republican here in the state of Florida, who threw the American gun owners' paperwork in a trash can to push for the concealed carry bill here in the state of Florida. They wanted to speak with him, and he was in his office saying he was in phone calls. Well, they came back later and seen all the documentation and the signatures and everything else all thrown in a trash can in the desk. Well, they approached him and asked him, hey, what's going on with this? We didn't go through all this trouble so you could throw it in a trash can. Oh, I don't know how it got in the trash. And he kept on coming up with every excuse in the book. And then what did he do? He picked up the trash can, took it into his office, and closed the door. Oh, so in other words, what's it going to do? It's going to stay in the trash in his office, and he's not going to try and push for our constitutional carry here in the state of Florida. People like Bannon, as well as Marco Rubio, need to be removed from our Florida Senate and state governors and representatives. Anybody who does not support our Second Amendment rights has no right to be in office as a politician. Nobody. No way, shape, or form. Now, as we get into a little bit more information, you have Justin Trudeau, who finally removed their emergency act that they put into place when the Canadian truckers convoy went into effect. So now people's bank accounts will be opened up again. And he said he had to do it for the safety of his country. Well, you want to know something, Trudeau? You are about to get your ass handed to you, not only from your own parliament, but from the people in Canada. They've had enough of your, once again, communist ideas. Now, everybody knows that he's in China's pocket, as well as we know that Biden is in China's pocket. We know Biden is a very weak installed president. He wasn't officially elected into our government. And I'm not one to complain about what party anyone it is in. That's your own right as a person and as a people in this country. But, you know, it's not the same principles as what it was many, many years ago. It used to be, say, 40 years ago, if you were a Democrat, you were a hardworking man, whether you worked in a factory or you had your own business or you were a farmer, all in them categories, you were a working man, and the Democrats were for the working person. Well, over the last, I'll say roughly 15 years, maybe more, it's all switched around that the Democrats are pushing for communism and socialism, and people are going and voting for Republicans now that used to be Democrats because they're finally getting their head out of the sand and waking up. This is what every American should be doing here in the United States of America. It's time for everyone to wake up. Now, we've seen what happened, and I don't care if you people did not like Donald Trump's tweets or the way he talked, but I can tell you one thing: he was a strong president. Everything that he said he was going to do, he had done when he was in office. He got our gas prices down. He supported our Second Amendment rights. People were working. People were happy. Food was at an all-time low, as well as other supplies, lumber and things of that nature. There was actually a possibility of an American dream once again. But then we see what happened the first week Joe Bozo Biden got in office. What did he do? He opened up the border, let all these illegal immigrants, and you're talking a couple of million already that have already come into our country. They weren't vetted in like our immigrants and our families were years ago. These people are coming in droves, invading this country. We don't know who these people are. They could be terrorists. We have no idea. They're just coming in droves, and what's our government doing? They're using yours and mine, our taxpayer money, and sending these illegal immigrants all over the country. They're giving them hotels to live in, and we're not talking any little rinky-dink motor lodge. We're talking places like the Hilton, Days Inn. I mean, all these big, nice hotels. They're giving these people a free place to stay, giving them well over $4,000 a month to live on. Hell, I just wish I could get that much. I'm on Social Security. I live on $1,000 a month. Why is our government giving them over $4,500 a month to live on? Oh, and those jobs that you refuse to work because our government doesn't want to pay us, and they want us to put everybody in poverty. Well, they're giving these jobs to these illegal immigrants to make it look like the economy is getting better. Well, it's not getting better. You have Mexico that is providing America with oil right now. they had stated that they're giving us half the supply that they normally gave us this year. Next year, they will not be importing any oil into the United States. We also get oil from Canada, from Arabia, and Russia. We didn't have all this when President Trump was president. We were energy independent. Our gas prices were between $1.87 to $2.20 a gallon, depending upon where you lived. Our food was a good price. Our lumber and other building supplies were also at a cheaper price. So, what do we have going on now? Lumber, building supplies at all time highs. Gas prices, well, they're continuing to go up. I've seen people on YouTube say that they watched their gas pump prices go up 20 cents just in the last day or two. So, gas is going to all time highs, as well as your heating oils, your kerosenes, propane. All this stuff is going through the roof, people. We got to put a stop to it. And this People's Convoy is the way to do it. Join the convoy. If you can, go to DC to protest for our freedom. Keep it a peaceful protest, and you won't have any problems. We must protest for our freedoms so that we have liberties to go where we want to go, when we want to go there. If you want to go to a restaurant, you should be able to go to a restaurant without wearing a face diaper, without having to show any kind of vaccination card. Your health is your choice, and your information about your health is between you and your doctor alone. That's private information, and nobody should know what your medical information is. That is between you and your doctor. So our government is breaking the laws by these so-called mandates. This is why we need to stop these mandates. Join this freedom convoy if you can. Now is the time to do it. Like I stated, they're already en route. There's at least 2 to 4 different videos of the freedom convoy going on right now out of California into Arizona. And it's time that we fight back as a people. Now, on this freedom convoy, you're going to have people that are going to be in cars, vans, trucks, even bikers are going to be in this freedom convoy. So you're going to have all people of all walks of life that are going to be protesting during this people's convoy. So join if you can. If you can't, do like I am doing. If I could afford it, trust me, I'd be there. I just wish I was still driving tractor trailer over the road like I did for many years. And I'd own my own truck if I would have stayed into it. But I would be right there with them. I would be protesting for our freedom, our unity. We will not put up with any division in this country anymore. Excuse me. Now, let me get a drink here real quick before I go on. Like I had stated a little earlier, that there's going to be all kinds of people from all ranks of life here in America. And we are also going to have Canadian truckers that are going to be joining the People's Convoy here in the United States. Now, like I stated, you're going to have people in cars, trucks, vans, motorcycles, besides the truckers, that are going to be in this convoy. Please be patient with everybody. They are going at a speed of 45 miles an hour on I-40 during this People's Convoy. Now, we're in this convoy and protesting for our freedom of speech, our Second Amendment rights, our Fourth Amendment rights, our Fifth Amendment rights, our 10th Amendment rights. And if you watch the last video I did, I went over our amendment rights so that you have an idea, that you'll know what our rights mean here in the United States. Now, I haven't read the Declaration of Independence because that's about 35 pages long. And I would, but that would take me more than probably one live stream to do. But to let you all know, if you are peaceful and you just hold your ground, this could be huge for we, the American people, here in the United States. I mean, it's about time we're finally fighting back against this tyrannical, corrupt government. If this gets out of hand, I have heard through the grapevine that people will be ready to overthrow this government if it does get out of hand. We're hoping it does not get to that point, but we do what we have to do here in the United States. We have had enough, and we're not going to put up with this anymore. This is for all people throughout our country. This is something that we've needed. And like I had stated earlier, they have stated that there are over 90,000 truckers that have already registered for this People's Convoy. And there'll be many, many joining in within the next couple of days. So I want you people to be aware of what's going on. Don't get discouraged about any of this. This is something that we all need to be happy about, to get our freedoms back, to be able to go to a sporting event, a movie theater, without showing Z papers to anybody. All right? Like I say, this is a peaceful protest. This is a protest for all Americans throughout our country. If you have a few extra dollars, go to DC for this Freedom Convoy and protest. That's what it's for us to show support for our freedom, our unity. Show our government that we will not be divided. We will not take this kind of stuff any longer. It's been 2 years too long. Okay? What is our government trying to do by doing this so-called 2-year lockdown? Well, they're controlling you, controlling where you can go, who you can see. We've lost many, many relatives over the last 2 years that we weren't able to communicate with. We had a corrupt few politicians like Como in New York City who put infected patients with the senior citizens, got them sick, even took healthy senior citizens, put those in refrigerated tractor trailers, and froze them to death. He should be going to jail for a long, long time. Oh, and the sexual cases against him, kind of funny, they automatically just got dismissed and thrown away, right? It's time we go after these politicians. Enough is enough. They are not leaders. They are corrupt, tyrannical They are the terrorists, not the American people. Now, let's see here. I'm just going over my notes. Give me a second here. I'll get into some other stuff here. We also have to protest to keep our currencies and such the way they are. Or if you're going to back the dollar bill, you better back it by our gold standard like it was before Richard Nixon dropped the gold value off of our fiat currency. They're trying to put into effect what they call the ESG credit score, which is an environmental, social, and governance of your finances. It is a CBDC, central bank digital currency, and this is why they're trying to do a reset on everything, and this is why they have had us locked down for the past 2 years. This is all part of the World Economic Forum's agenda, or as people say, the cabal, if you want to look at it that way. These elites are trying to change the way they live. That's why they say you will own nothing and be happy. Well, I call that happy bullshit, because this country has stood on Christian principles, and it is our right, our God-given rights, to live in this country the way we feel fit. Excuse me. Now, I had stated this once before. If every American in the United States took $3,000 out of their bank account, this country would go broke. Because our government, they keep printing up all this money, but the money ain't worth a tenth of what it used to be worth. They keep printing it, but they can't pay you $3,000, every individual here in the United States that has a bank account. If they did, they would bankrupt the banks. This is another reason why they're trying to do a digital currency, so that they can control what you can buy, what you can't buy, where your money goes, when you can buy things, or if you cannot buy things. They will control everything with this digital currency. As far as the ESG credit score, well, if you're a working person and you never did anything wrong, well, they're going to give you a good credit rating. But you take a businessman, for example. Well, during this so-called 2-year lockdown, they bankrupt a lot of people here in this country, small business owners, including myself. I'm not bankrupt, but I've gone out of business. But I can say one thing. Hello, signs on the streets. Hi to you too as well. But like I stated, this government shut us down for 2 years. This put us out of work. And who wants to go to work today to work for peanuts? I don't care if you're getting $15 an hour or not. The price of gas is more than doubled from what it was just 2 short years ago. Now, this credit score ordeal, they'd give all the business owners who went out of business, they'd put us with a low credit score because our government is the one that put us out of business. They'll control everything. Like they say, you'll own nothing and be happy. Well, I'm sorry, but we need to fight for our rights and our freedoms in this country. We want to be able to earn what we want to earn, do whatever job we want to do, go where we want, when we want to go. No one has the right to dictate to any of us where we can go, when we can go, and how we can go. That is up to us. Our government has no right to dictate to any of us where we can go, when we can go, and how we can go. That is up to us. Our government has no right to dictate to any of us where we can go, when we can go, and how we can go. That is up to us. Our government has no right to dictate to any of us where we can go, when we can go, and how we can go. That is up to us. to try and force us to sell your gas vehicle and force you to buy an electric vehicle. They don't have the technology down good enough to do that. Oh, they say it'll be much cheaper. How will it be much cheaper? Oh, because you're not buying gasoline? Well, we've already seen how the electric prices have skyrocketed. You're paying double or triple on your electric bill than you did before. They're not going to give you free electricity at the electric company if you have an electric car. That's got to be charged up every single night before you use it the next day. Excuse me. So, what's it cost to charge up that vehicle? Well, it's like having a 240-volt welder and you're welding all day and all night for 8 hours straight. Because your electric vehicle is going to take 8 hours to charge. And that's a 240 volts of electricity for 8 hours. Could you imagine your electric bill going up double of what you're already paying now that the prices are sky high now? So in other words, if you're paying, say, $200 a month for electricity, guess what? You're going to be paying about $400, $450 a month for electricity. It's going to more than double. So how is that going to help you? Well, it's not. And like I was stating, if you're making $15 an hour, which a lot of people are not, excuse me, lung issues. And what do you have to do now? Even with a gas vehicle, you go to a gas station, if you have, say, a 30-gallon tank in your vehicle, it's going to cost you $150 a week at the prices now. Okay? Now, if you're working for $15 an hour, what does it take you to make $150? More than a day, more than 2 days. How about, say, 3 days? Just to go ahead. Well, okay, 2 days. So you're going to work 2 days just so you can afford to put gasoline in your vehicle to go back and forth to work. Then 3 days, 4 days. Now, okay, just for 4 days, you're working for gas in your vehicle and food to put on your table for the week. Now, if you're working 5 days a week, guess what? You're not making much money. You don't have much left over for your rent or your mortgage or the insurances for your vehicle, your internet, your phone service. All these things add up. So you're working for peanuts. And I don't blame the people that don't want to work now because you're working for nothing. The government is making you into their slaves. We will not stand up for working as slaves here in America. That was abolished quite some time ago. And you all know that Martin Luther King was shot because of it. Now, we all have equal rights in this country. We all bleed red. Our graves are all the same size. And all we work for, we can't take with us when we pass on. And then you have greedy people or family, and what are they going to do with the stuff that you do leave behind? They're either going to take it and keep it for themselves, or they're going to turn around, sell it, and make a few extra bucks for themselves. They don't care about you no more. But you do have some that do, and they respect you. Maybe they buy you a nice headstone for your grave, right? Excuse me. I have a lung issue, and I hurt my lower right lung yesterday. By coughing too hard, that hurts. Anyway, now news is to get out of this stuff I'm talking about here. Let's talk a little bit about Russia and Ukraine. It seems like Bozo Biden is pushing a war over there in Ukraine. You have the government leaders in Poland, in Germany, uh, France, Italy, Sweden, all these different countries that are telling Bozo Biden, hey, back off, Biden. We don't need all these troops here. We're trying to keep this peaceful and we're trying to get Russia to leave us alone. Now, Russia has been putting up these Puntan bridges so they can invade Belarus and go into Crimea and Ukraine. So I suggest that these politicians kind of back the hell off, will you? We don't need a war. What's a war going to do for the United States? We're already paying through the nose for gas, food, and supplies. If a war happens, well, there goes more money that this country doesn't have. And our prices are going to go double and triple, even worse than what they are now. We don't need this type of government to be trying to rule over you and me. We need a government back again that would defend, protect our constitutional and amendment rights and give us our freedoms back. No more mandates, no more pokes in the arm, no more face diapers. Let people live their lives the way they want to, not the way the government tries to tell you what to do. This is the first time in history that I can ever remember where we've ever listened to our government. And that never happens. There was only one time I remember, and I'm in my mid 60s, that we ever had to listen to something our government told us. And that was with Peanut Man Jimmy Carter, when they had to ration gas. And it went by your last name or your license plate number, whether it was an odd number or an even number, as to the days when you could purchase gasoline. That didn't last too long. But still, excuse me, that was the only time that our government ever had anything to say about we the people as to how we lived our lives. Now, here in America, none of us should be restricted in our ways of life, any way, shape, or form. Like I had mentioned, this country was founded on Christian principles. Just because you live in this country does not mean that you have to live by those Christian principles. You are allowed to believe in whatever religion you want to believe in. But our Constitution and our amendment rights were built on these Christian principles so that we could have our freedom, our liberties, our unity, and so that we would all get along. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all of us. Now, I think I've said enough here tonight. Like I stated earlier, check out my webpage, AmericanFreedomFighters.net. If you want to donate to the People's Convoy, hit that donations button, hit that arrow that has a drop down box that you can donate to the American Freedom Truckers, You can donate to join the American Freedom Fighters, become an American Freedom Fighter. You can donate to the People's Convoy. And we also have a link there for the Wounded Warriors Project. We donate to them for funds that we receive through AmericanFreedomFighters.net. And if you want to do if you want to donate to other, I wish I could stop this. There. If you want to donate for just supporting the AmericanFreedomFighters.net, you have that opportunity as well. I will be having other merchandise that I will be selling on the AmericanFreedomFighters.net site, which will be things such as t-shirts, coffee mugs, and other merchandise. I have links on that on the AmericanFreedomFighters.net. I have links to the American gun owners, as well as Guns and Gadgets, as well as the NRA links. Also, the preparedmind.club. I also have links on there telling you what we have going on with the American freedom fighters of this country. You can check out all that information on that site. I have to contact my web developer. I am going to update a few things on the blog as well for the Truckers Freedom Convoy, which is the People's Convoy. And I will be listing more information on my other channel, One Liberty, One Freedom. Stop in there, watch my live streams in there as well. I do them on Monday and Fridays at 7 p.m. Once I hit 1,000 subscribers on One Liberty, One Freedom, I will be giving away this 1-ounce silver bar. So join One Liberty, One Freedom. I may do something of that nature here on American Freedom Fighters coming up shortly. So everyone, be strong, be brave, stand united in this country once again. It's time that we, the people, take this country back. I pray for y'all. Like I say, if you're going on this freedom convoy, this People's Convoy, make sure you have your food, your clothing, any supplies you think is necessary, flags or whatever. Make sure you have a full tank of gas when you join this People's Convoy. Go there. There will be probably free food set up for people that aren't so lucky. I know there will be shower facilities. And along the way, talking with people in the People's Convoy, I know you'll be able to find hotel rooms, motels, whatever in the area where you could probably stay. Man, I wish my lungs were better. I hate hacking away here on a live stream. But anyway, I had to get that out. All right, people, I've had enough and given enough information for this evening on all of this. Once again, I pray for everyone around the world. I pray for everybody in America. God bless y'all. God bless America. I will be back on this channel once again at 7 p.m. this coming Wednesday, once again at 7 p.m. Eastern. So please join, like, subscribe to the channel. Check out the website, AmericanFreedomFighters.net. Y'all take care. Have a good night. Be safe. I love yous all. Let's stand strong once again. Freedom. Good night, all.